Good afternoon. My name is Larry Klayman. I'm the founder of both Judicial Watch and now Freedom Watch. I'm a former federal prosecutor. I'm coming to you today to suggest, and in fact urge, that the U.S. Marshal Service have protection for the new Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch, who was just sworn in by President Trump. And I'll tell you why. Because 14 months ago, the justice who died, whose place now Gorsuch is taking, the great conservative justice Antonin Scalia, was deceased in a very mysterious way in Texas. He went there on a hunting trip. He had called up the U.S. Marshal Service, which protects justices and judges, much like the Secret Service protects the President of the United States. And he mysteriously was found dead in his hotel room with a pillow over his head. Now, coincidence or not, it was very opportune for President Obama at the time to try to then appoint a replacement, a leftist replacement, by the name of Merrick Garland. That was blocked by the Republicans based on precedent that Supreme Court justices should not be confirmed in a presidential election year to give the new president a chance to select who he wants. But there's so much hatred and venom on the left, whether it's from CNN or MSNBC or NBC or the Washington Post, the Los Angeles Times, New York Times, so much hatred that's being whipped up against President Trump. And of course there's a resentment that Merrick Garland, that leftist justice that Obama wanted, did not make it to be a Supreme Court justice, that I urge the U.S. Marshal Service and everybody around new Justice Neil Gorsuch to protect him very carefully, because he's at risk, and they would love to see him gone. In fact, the Pelican Brief, written by John Grisham, a great novel as well as a Hollywood movie, hypothesizes about killing a Supreme Court justice. Now, I pray that this will never happen, but I'm very much worried not just about Justice Garland, but the other 4 conservative justices on that court. The left will stop at no means, and we've seen violence in the streets lately, whether it was after President Trump's moratorium on immigration from 7 predominantly Muslim countries, or beating people up on the University of California at Berkeley, who came there in support of President Trump and a speaker who was there at the time from Breitbart News, and elsewhere throughout the country. Black Lives Matter, whose supporters were knocking off and killing at least 1 cop a day until President Trump became president, and we filed lawsuits against Black Lives Matter and other black agitators like Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam, that I urge the U.S. Marshal Service to protect Neil Gorsuch. It was ironic and sad that former Justice Scalia had called off U.S. Marshal Service protection when he went to Texas. But now there must be vigilance. So I call on all Americans to let it be known to the U.S. Marshal Service and to everyone in this nation in a position of authority to protect our Supreme Court justices, all of them, liberal, conservative, moderate, or otherwise, because we cannot allow this to happen in a civilized society. Go to freedomwatchusa.org to contribute. We are the mouse that roared. We are your Justice Department. Some people have said I'm the modern-day Batman. In fact, that made some of our adversaries' publications recently, the Right Wing Watch, which hates conservatives. But I took it as a badge of honor. Please go to us at www.freedomwatchusa.org and contribute. We are your new Justice Department for the future. God bless you. God bless America. God save America. Have a nice day.